Introduction, Louis. It's very nice actually. When I first met you, I actually thought you were gay, so you gave me. You didn't give me anything, by the way. So my name is Willie Lapthorn, for those I haven't met. I'm not sure if I'm actually the best man, because I was going to do it with Andy Kelman, and we decided we'd have a joint speech. So Andy wrote his, but got told that he couldn't talk, because I'm not sure if you met Andy, but the yellow fever that Louis alluded to before is unfortunately turned terminal, and there's no cure, only management. So we weren't really sure what he was going to say, so he got cut. But he has done a speech, so he'll be talking about in 10:04 about 3 a.m. this morning. Congratulations, so everyone's safe. Firstly, I should actually thank the families, Jim and Jenny, of course, and Murray and Alan and his sisters and brothers. Louis, that's you too. And Bells, of course, and Sarah. It's been actually a wonderful occasion. I think everyone said thank you, but I don't think we're going to say thank you enough. This is probably the first event that Tom has organised in his life. And he's sure to tell everyone to and take the credit. In fact, he dressed us as well in this outfit here. So I didn't think I was 150 kgs, but I look like. So I think it's payback for when Tom came to my wedding and I put him in a shirt about 5 sizes too small, so he looked like a gay cowboy. Thank you very much. I've known Tom probably over 20 years now. Actually, I met him through Andy at Elmwood Tennis Club 20 years ago. So when I met him, there was quite a good-looking girl that Andy said, "Look at that girl over there," and she was very attractive. And there was a bloke who was hanging around, and the good-looking girl was Annabelle, and the bloke was Tom. So Annabelle's still very good-looking, of course, and Tom's still hanging around. There's not much we can do about it. The next time I met him, I didn't actually go to school with Tom until 7th form, but about 6th form, I had a fake ID made from Callum Rhodes. Andy came to me to Andy at the Far East and said to me, "Oh, can you get us some beer?" And Tom was involved as well, and I did get the beers, and actually I've been buying Tom's beers ever since, so it's a bad precedent for set, actually. I should never have done that, but we got there in the end. When I went to 7th form at St Andrews, actually, I met Tom again, and I found actually also met his first love, who wasn't a woman. It was a Triumph T2000 car, which used to belong to Jim. And it had a big muffler, it was lowered, and it had Outlaw in the back. And this was actually sort of the opposite of Tom's personality. Of course, if you met him, he's a very deep thinker, and he's pretty quiet actually, and he chooses his words carefully, a lot like Jim, although Tom's open-minded. Sort of changes after about 2 beers. So once you've had about 2 beers, Tom, he sort of really comes out with a lot of advice, whether he wants it or not, whether you want it or not. And he'll often give third parties advice as well, whether they want it or not as well. And one great thing about Tom is he's so honest. There is no elephant in the room, because Tom's already said what it is. And I think that is one of the great attributes of him. He's a man of morals, and a man of strong beliefs. And he doesn't like injustice in the world at all. So, as Belle said before, one thing that he's been on a journey, and it has really been a journey, hasn't it? There's been diversions, and there's been roadblocks, and there's been the water in the way, there's been floods, wash out the road. It's really for been on the straight journey. You've taken a journey well less travelled. So it has been exciting. One of these journeys actually was over to Moana in Lake Brunner one year when Jim and Jenny invited us over, so we thought that's great. So Andy was there as well, and Paddy, Miles Smith was there as well, and Jim and Jenny looked at Tom through rose-tinted glasses, like Kerry does now, and they thought they'd seen the sides of Tom that we'd sort of seen. And we were in this Moana pub. I'm not sure if people know where Moana is, but it's sort of like Deliverance, sort of territory. It's sort of pretty hillbilly. So after about 2 beers, Tom really turned on the charm for the locals and told them in no uncertain terms what he thought of them, being hillbillies and inbred and the rest of it. Quickly got cut off from the bar, and Tom broke glass, I think, or Andy Kelman did. I was innocent, so that's fine. And then we got marched back to the house, Jim and Jenny's watching. They're quite surprised, so we all sat around and kept drinking. And Tom was sitting in the corner very quietly. We knew what he was going to do, Andy and I. He was sort of stewing away. And then he got up, and then I think either Jim or Jenny said, "Where's he going to?" And by then he was dressed in like a logger's jacket and a logger's hat that he'd found in a closet somewhere. So we went back to the pub, but Jim couldn't quite get to him in time. So by the time I think Jim got down there, the locals had him up by the throat against the wall, didn't they? Unfortunately, that night, Tom had to sleep out in the caravan outside of Miles Smith's, so I slept inside, which was okay. And in the morning when we got up, there was like Hurricane Tom had been through town. We could see the fence that Tom had kicked over. And even at the petrol station getting fuel, I think the guy said, "Good night last night, boys," was it? So really get out of there quick enough. But one thing is that we never got invited on another McCartney trip, so this is the first time we've seen you again. So I don't know what's really going to happen really tonight, but yeah, probably is. We've grown up a lot since then. It was probably also around that time that Tom's imagination really developed, I'd say. And it's interesting that he met an Irish plastic surgeon, because plenty of times we heard Tom talking Irish and being a plastic surgeon. Sometimes he didn't really know he was speaking Irish, but that's just sort of the way it came out. And one night there, I was in my flat, and I got a knock at the door, and a taxi driver turned up, and he was holding Tom in his arms. And Tom told the taxi driver after watching a Forrest Gump marathon that he was Lieutenant Dan and couldn't use his legs at all. He was paralysed. I'm not sure how Tom got into the car, but of course I had to pay the taxi. And I punched Tom on the floor. Tom got up and ran inside. But after that, actually, whenever we ordered a taxi, a wheelchair would turn up, a wheelchair taxi. So it was part of Tom. And also that night as well, Tom had a lot to drink, so I had to turn off the light. Tom goes, "Please, can you just stay with me for a while?" Well, we did, and in the morning we also had to change the sheets. It was probably a few years ago now, and I've been in Tokyo, and as we said before, Dom's always been one for fashion, but his fashion was like a Canterbury Draft beanie, sort of a singlet, rugby shorts, maybe shoes without laces. And after a few years, he started wearing deodorant, belts, shoes with laces. I thought there must be a girl on the scene, and that girl was Kerry, of course. And as everyone's alluded to before as well, Tom really doesn't get on with water. He's like a cat. And so when he was told us he was going surfing, we certainly knew, well, the white version, but we certainly knew that that was serious with Kerry. And I think everyone knows that Kerry is the life of the party, and she's got a great version of the Rattling Box. She can sing later. They are really a great couple together, and I think Tom was back on that road, hopefully, that we talked about before. It was probably also about that time, actually, when he started seeing Kerry, that he won the respect of Jim after about 28 years for playing for the mighty Waihora Club. So living vicariously through him. So after making up a very unsolid midfield with Sandy Cloud and the Wild Barbarians.
Oh, terrible. Terrible.
As I said before, Kerry really is the life and soul of the party. They're a fantastic couple together, and I'm really proud to call them both my friends. I've never wanted a brother, and Tom certainly wouldn't be mine. But I get on with him okay. There certainly aren't many plastic surgeons who would fly around the world to be with Tom. Oh, Tonto Farmer. They have a real passion and experiencing new things that we experience today, coming here. One day they're going to make fantastic parents, and a note from the gym is that Reno got 9 pups on his first hit, so Tom, finally on your first hit, you've got a bit of living up to do. They're certainly ambitious people. We know that Tom, I think he's a great farmer now, of course. Kerry is pursuing a career in Wellington, doing great things, and as we know, over the years we've had some big Saturday nights, sometimes Friday nights, and Tom will always be up first thing in the morning to get back to the farm. And I know working with a hangover is really hard, but like Tom working without a tooth or with a black eye, concussion is really difficult. So I don't really know how he does it, but they were all innocent acts that he got inflicted upon him in town. But it's good that he's married a plastic surgeon now. Thank you very much. So finally, to wrap up, I think the bridesmaid here is looking very beautiful. This is Amy. So I would like to raise a toast to the beautiful bridesmaid, Amy. Yeah.